Check this out. Major international country today bans sex outside of marriage. The new code, which applies to foreign residents and tourists, bans cohabitation before marriage. One might say, why is this a big deal? It's just a little small country in Southeast Asia. That's not a small country. That's a country with a population almost mirroring America. And not only that, but with a birth rate of 2.27 births per woman compared to America with 1.6 births per woman, that is a major cultural salvo in response to the WAP nut quick culture. Okay, so speaking of an upside down world, before I get started, I want to say that I am a fan of Auntie. I'm a fan of Auntie. I'm a fan. But this clip is really interesting. It gets our blood boiling, but I want you to see what it is that gets her upset.
Courtney,
Yes.
have you been in a relationship before?
No. Okay, hold up. I have.
Okay.
Hold up.
Yeah,
I
but
have.
what's wrong with that? Why?
Okay, so that pissed her off, right? And basically she's asking, have you ever been in a relationship? And he says basically, no, he hasn't.
You make it sound like it's a bad thing.
It's not a bad thing.
Ask
but
me a
what-
question.
No, what I want to
Then
ask
you
is,
wouldn't
hang on a minute,
even
hang on a
have
minute,
the opportunity.
hang on a minute. What was the point of you asking him that question?
As in, like, so he's never.
No,
got
it did,
to
to me,
the
it sounded like
sex.
you were trying to embarrass him.
No,
Or trying to, like-
no.
Okay, so here she's denying that she was trying to embarrass him, but the young lady next to her started laughing. But what is so amazing about this is that it is a literal role reversal. It's a literal role reversal of the way things used to be. We used to see young ladies saving themselves and young men being the ones that were trying to prove their manhood by, whatever, their number. But now it's a literal flip of roles. So when I'm talking about how the roles are reversed, we're going to hear this gentleman basically say what we would have heard a young lady say 50, 60 years ago. Here he goes.
Your first question, are you a virgin? My BC is 1, okay? And do I regret it? Yes. Because at that time, I didn't know much. But it's 1. I was in 2 relationships after that, and I controlled myself, simple.
Right.
They wanted it, and I said, listen, it's not happening till marriage.
Right.
Because that's what I want, not
A man waiting till marriage. How about that? We used to hear women say that. We used to hear women say that in the 80s and the 90s.
because, I'm not going to give in to my impulses. I'm not going to give in to something, because if she's not the right one, what am I doing in bed with her? There's no point. We'll go on dates. I'll see if you're the one. I'll see your mindset. If you don't have a similar mindset, how the fuck am I going to get in bed with you? Don't make sense.
Exactly. I just can't believe that she asked you that question.
Yeah.
And there it is, right? So it's amazing that we're actually seeing guys now saying, I'm going to save myself for marriage. And we're seeing young ladies saying, look, what are you doing? What's wrong with you? I cannot explain to you, growing up in the church, like to see this flip of roles this fast is something I could not have imagined as a kid. But here we are. And it's very interesting to see in this clip, men saving themselves for marriage and women shaming men for not getting enough sex. If I could name this next snippet anything, I would just call it, this is probably why guys are getting passports.
Because how did you feel when she asked you that?
Can
I
I
was
just
confused.
Can I say something?
Yeah.
I feel like you're ganging up on us
Why? How?
It's not, it's just
because you're clearly biased towards them.
No, it's because Auntie Jenny.
No.
Okay.
Tell me how. What have I said that you believe that is wrong? That's
You went,
biased.
I can't believe you asked. She asked you that question. Why wouldn't she? We're having an open conversation.
Yeah, but why didn't she explain why? If you're going to ask a question, there must be a.
Okay, so they're kind of going back and forth, but what I find really interesting is just simply she feels attacked, right? And remember now, this clip started with the guy being a virgin and people laughing at it. And it's amazing. It is amazing to see this kind of shift of I'm already sexually active and you're not sexually active. That's funny, but when we bring that to bear, you get this. And it's amazing. It amazes me. So this is why I love Auntie. Okay, so she's talking about the double standard, right? And
Some more, but
tell
I'm
me.
not going to
I'm
name
open.
them all.
I don't mind. I'm open.
When you like were clapping, when people
I'm
hadn't lost their
applauding
virginity.
virgins. I'm applauding
But
virgins.
why?
Because it's about modern women and traditional. And it's very rare to meet virgins now, especially men. They've got an extremely low body count at that age. And I think it's
Okay.
great to meet virgins nowadays. So I will always applaud virgins. And I will never, ever apologize for applauding virgins.
that's why I like Auntie because she's authentic. That is authentic. That is what we grew up in the church with. That's what we grew up in the church with. Having a relationship with something special, you save yourself for someone special, and when you have your marriage, then you get to have a proper marriage. And we've lost that. And this young lady has no idea. She has no idea that framework ever existed. None. It's sad. So this is the part of the clip that I always have a part of a clip that just inspires me to say, I have to do something. And I want you to listen to Auntie break down their ages and then the pushback.
Relevant.
Can I just say something? How old are you?
21.
21, body count 1. 21, body count 0. How old are you? 18?
18.
And I'm going to just, because of what you said, body count 2.
Yes.
Right. So you don't think that's at 18 too? You're way ahead of them already.
Okay.
Okay, so we got the body counts, right? So we've already established that there's 0 and 1 for the 2 guys, and for the 2 young ladies is more than 1.
So if you had to say, like, when you're 25, because the way you're talking, I don't expect you not to sleep with anyone from now until you're, say, 25. You're going to be having sex from now till 25.
That's not necessarily true.
I'm just no, that was a question. I'm asking you.
Oh,
Are you going to be having sex from now until 25?
I don't know. I don't plan it. I don't go, oh, on this day I'm going to have sex.
Most likely you will if your body count's 2 at 18.
Yeah.
2 at 18 is not good.
Just extrapolate.
All right.
It's not.
Now look where this goes. Look where this goes from. Basically, this is an elder imparting wisdom to look where this goes.
Good.
Yeah,
for
but
a
like,
man.
let's avoid slut shaming.
Yeah,
though,
let's
right?
It's not-
maybe
it's not
let's
slut-shaming.
maybe
I'm not
not
slut-shaming,
shame.
And that's where it goes. And these are 18-year-olds talking to an elder, right? You have two 18-year-olds who are already active. They're talking to an elder that's basically saying, you need to slow down, save yourself. And they, again, when I said they don't have any other framework. And it's just so sad to see this. These young ladies at 18 do not understand. They don't understand. It's just the time we're living in. It's the time we're living in. And the pushback.
Maybe
I'm not slut shaming. I'm
shame
calling
me.
it what it is. I'm not making it up. 2
You're
body
not
counts
calling
at
it what it is. You're
18.
calling it what your opinion is.
All men think
What?
like this.
I haven't
that's the
given
thing.
my opinion.
You
said,
have.
You have
Very
slept with-
clearly.
What opinion did I give? How did I give my
That
opinion
it's
just
not
now?
good, and you just said right now that
Yes.
it's not good.
According to
And
who?
that is your opinion.
According to who?
to you.
According to they, us, the men. That's what I'm
Okay.
trying to say to you. They're telling you it's not
You're
good.
not a man, so why are you siding with them?
And that's why I want to cut it, because I'm not sure I'm not sure what's happened in the last 2 or 3 decades, but this young lady is basically saying it is my birthright to do what I'm doing. And why aren't you siding with me? Whoever my future man is, he does not, what he wants, it doesn't matter. If he wants a woman with a low body count, that's not fair. It's unfair for him to want that. That's basically what she's saying. And when I see videos like this, it just reminds me why guys are voting with their feet. Guys are voting with their feet. And when I mentioned Indonesia, and that was I just mentioned that because it was an alert on my phone. But when I see countries like Indonesia say, you know what, we're going to go the other way, And it might seem draconian to us because we were raised in the West, but they don't want their young girls singing Nut Quick and WAP. They don't want their young girls doing that. And you see the birth rate there versus the birth rate in the West. The birth rate in the West is declining. And a lot of that probably has to do with the fact that you got to have families. And to have families, you got to have people wanting to get married. And to have people wanting to get married, what do guys want to get married? They talked about it here, and that's what triggered these two young ladies, and that's why guys are getting passports. I think the pilot light's already lit. I think that plenty of guys have already made the decision that if you want a wife, you got to go somewhere. You got to go somewhere. And when you see what Indonesia's doing, I think it is a rebuttal to what's going on in the West. So we have interesting times ahead because we're seeing an age of people that are migrating for mates, not for opportunity, not for a chance of better life. People are migrating for the opportunity at finding a wife. I don't know if we've ever seen this before, but there's an international culture war, it appears. That's what it looks like to me. And we are in the midst of it, and it's going to be very interesting to see where this goes. But with that, guys, oh, by the way, I have started a Discord server, so if you have a few minutes, take a few minutes, log on, join up. Thanks for watching the video. Catch you on the next one.